Hello, my name is Valerie Jew. Welcome and thank you for being with me today. If you are part of the Oakland Unified Virtual Health Fair website connecting with me that way, then welcome and congratulations, it is summer. These practices that I'm bringing to you today are something that you can do anytime. I'm calling this simple movements in a chair. Let's break that down a little bit. Simple meaning it's doable, and it's not really important that we go to the point of complete exhaustion or exertion. We can always do simple things that still benefit the body. Movements, articulation, and circulation. And in a chair, some of us have issues with balance, and sometimes we just don't feel like standing or walking or running. With the chair, we feel a full support under the body, and we can actually feel the extensions and the opening a little bit better sometimes than when trying to balance on one foot or extending one arm and one leg at the same time. Simple movements in a chair. You notice that I have a blanket under my feet, and the reason I've done that is so that my legs are in an L shape. I want to make sure that my knees are directly over my ankles and that my feet are planted on the floor. So if there's a drop in the upper thighs, put a blanket or a pillow underneath your feet. If your legs tend to be high when you're seated, then place a blanket or a pillow under your sit bones. I'm sitting on the edge of the chair because that way I have more freedom or mobility. We'll be looking at some twists, so I want to be able to have movement and not my back against the chair at all times. Let's start with our head, and I'm going to move all the way from top to bottom. So turning and rotating our head from side to side. As you turn and rotate the head, let the eyes follow. You can look right along the horizon, and each area where your head goes, you can look. When you rotate the head from side to side, there may be one side that is a little tighter than the other side. Honor that side. Don't feel like you have to push past that. Going from left to right. And now we're going to just add a pause at the end. So I'm going to turn my head and stay there for just a moment, keeping my front and back body broad and open and tall, and then moving to the other side and pausing there for a moment. Let's repeat that one more time. If you want to close your eyes, you're welcome to do that. Going from side to side, pausing, maybe taking a nice inhale and exhale here, moving through center, coming toward the other side. Inhale, exhale, coming back to center. Pause here for a moment. Feel the top of the head down the back of your spine to your sit bones, through your legs and down to your feet. Let's drop the head forward, so bringing the chin down to the chest. It's not necessary to bring the chin all the way to the chest, but feeling the length in the back of the neck and the shortness of the skin in the front. Again, a simple gaze down toward your feet, and then lifting the head back to neutral right along the horizon, and then bringing the chin up toward the ceiling, toward the sky if you're working outside, any amount, and then back to neutral. Let's do that one more time, bringing the chin toward our chest, pausing, taking an in-breath and an out-breath here, lifting our chin and head toward neutral, pausing, lifting our head up toward the ceiling or the sky, and then coming back to neutral. Let's move down to our shoulders. Go ahead and let the arms straight by your side and draw the shoulders up to your ears, just as if you're cradling your head between the shoulders, and then slowly begin to lower the shoulders down. As you lower the shoulders down, see how low you can actually go, letting them come away from the base of your ears. Let's do that one more time. Shoulders up, take an inhale, and on the exhale, lowering your shoulders down. Bringing our hands back to our upper thighs, let's take one arm and reach up toward the ceiling, lengthening through one side of our body and extending all the way through to the fingertips, lowering the arm back down and then moving to the other side. You can do this at your own rate, at your own speed. You can work faster than I am, or you can work slower, or you can just stay with one arm. If you have shoulder issues on one side, perhaps you don't want to do that side today. You can always approach it tomorrow. If you're not able to lengthen all the way through the elbow, then just coming up as high as you can is fine, and coming back down. Let's use both of our arms now, draping our arms by our side once again, drawing these half circles around the outside of the body. Once our arms start to come to a T, rotating the arms, bringing the palms up toward the ceiling or the sky, bringing the arms overhead. Let them come parallel to each other, palms facing one another. Let's do a little rotation of our head here, right to left, left to right. Come back to center, lower our arms back down. When we come to that T, go ahead and place the palms toward the floor and drape the arms down by your side. Let's do that one more time, but let's do it a little bit less, just feeling like we can't actually get our arms parallel above our head. So right here, I'm just going to start to bend my elbows. I'm going to lift my fingers toward the ceiling, extend my arms back out, rotate the palms down, and lower the arms down. I'm going to involve my head, my arms, and my upper chest now by doing some cat-cows. So let's go ahead and extend our hands off of our upper thighs, start to drop our head down toward our torso as we did before, and move the back body toward the back of the chair, scooping out the belly. This would be our cat if we were on all fours, and then drawing the hands along the upper thighs, lifting the upper torso, extending and lifting the head, feeling that, and then letting the head drop back a little bit, let the shoulders drop back, bring the belly forward, and then come back to neutral. We're going to do a few twists. I'm going to take one arm, place the outer side of the palm on the opposite knee. Take the other arm and just grab the back of the chair. If you don't have a chair to grab, you can always place that arm on the back body or on the side body. And then I'm going to open my shoulders toward the outside, moving my head, letting my eyes follow along the horizon, staying there for just a moment. You can always count with an in-breath and out-breath here, and then slowly coming back to center, bringing both arms back to my upper thighs. When I get ready to move to the twist on the other side, I'm really working from my belly and then through the lower ribs, my chest, my shoulders, my neck, and then my head. My head is the last to go around, extending an arm, placing the back of the palm on the outside of my knee, grabbing for the back of my chair, slowly from my belly, my ribs, my upper chest, and then the head comes around any amount. If it's too much to turn the head, you can always keep it right along the center of the body, taking an in-breath and an out-breath, and slowly coming back to center and bringing your hands here. Again, these can be done at any pace, so if you want to do them faster, feel free to do that. Once you've watched this video a few times, you'll have these memorized and you can just work slowly or quickly. Down to our legs, let's take one leg and just hold on to the knee. So I'm taking my hands and wrapping it around my knee. I'm going to point and flex my foot. And then I'm going to rotate my foot. So really involving the toes, the base of the foot, my ankle. I feel it in my calf and in my upper leg. And then I'm going to take my hands behind my knee and just extend the leg any amount. Doesn't have to be far. I'll extend a little bit more just to show. And I can flex my foot here and then draw the leg back. I'm using my hands to help. placing the foot back down on the ground. Going to the other side, drawing the knee up as much as I can toward my chest, taking my hands and pulling it in, and then rotating the foot. Really feel like you're working the toes, spreading the toes, reaching through the ball of the foot, working the heel, the ankle, and then pointing and flexing. Same thing, articulating as much as the foot as I can, feeling it through my calf. I'm keeping my upper body tall, keeping it strong, letting it be as open as it can be instead of folded forward. I want to keep open. And then taking the hands and placing them under my knee. My knee is almost just dangling. I can almost use this as a circle here or a lengthening, and then reaching out. And again, some of you may be right here. Others of you can really extend through the leg and flex the foot and then lower the leg back down. A couple more. Let's just lean forward on our arms. Go ahead and just embrace your hands by folding them together. And I'm going to just lower my head, just let the weight of my head come off my shoulders. Sometimes that weight gets a little heavy at times. I can close my eyes here. And then as we come up, let's go ahead and place our hands back on our knees and then push up vertebrae by vertebrae and come up until our head is right on the landscape of our shoulders. The last thing that we'll do is we'll do an eagle's pose in the chair. Also optional, I'm going to take one leg and put it in the middle, take my other leg over on top. I'm going to take my arms out to the side, bring elbow to elbow and palm to palm. I can stay here. This is one variation. A second variation is to interlock the elbows or put one inside the other and let the hands be apart. And then the third variation is to wrap the hands around each other. Again, I'm keeping my back body tall and straight. And then whenever you're ready, just unfold everything, legs, arms, come back to your seated position. Let's go to the other side, leg over the other leg. I'm going to shift my sit bones just a little bit so I feel like I'm right there in the center of my body. Draping the arms, lifting the arms, bending at the elbows, elbow to elbow, palm to palm. Elbow inside of elbow and the palms are away from each other, or wrapping the hands and staying here. Slowly unfolding, releasing, and bringing everything back to center. I encourage you to do these simple movements in a chair whenever you can. There are so many different variations. I'm sure that with time you'll learn to combine some of these. It's important for us to articulate all the joints of our body and to increase the circulation, especially now when we're asked to shelter in place. So do what you can. If you want, you can always take these movements and do them in a standing position. You can also do them in bed just before you go to bed. Thank you for joining me today. It's been wonderful to be with you. Goodbye.